Okay, welcome to our December goal setting call. You guys, I'm so excited to talk to you today about this. And I know that we are all coming off of a huge high from last month. And does anybody feel like they have reached out to everyone? I want to know in the comments if you feel like you have absolutely combed through everyone and there is no possible way that you have anyone left to reach out to. And you might even be saying to yourself, I don't even know how I'm going to get a sign up this month. Put a 1 in the comments if you feel that way. Oh, look how many people feel like you. Guess what? I feel that way every single month. Every single month, that's how I feel. I literally think I have no idea where I'm going to get a sign up from. Like literally no idea. And every single month, I just keep sending my messages, posting my story, going live, reaching out, trying to find a way to make a new friend. And sometimes it's a stretch. For example, back when we used to, travel more, I was coming home from something and I don't know what it was. It might have been Super Saturday and it was the last leg of my trip. And anytime I travel, Jenna says she doesn't feel that way and she's starting the month optimistic. That's okay too. Some months are like that, right? Like some months are like, okay. And actually this month I have 2 people that didn't sign up last night. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to get you in December, girls. You better watch out. Right. And so, but normally I feel like there's nobody. Right. And so you might feel either of those ways and nothing has gone wrong, whether you feel either way, right? It's just your choice what you choose to think after that makes a difference in how your month proceeds, specifically the first 2 weeks of the month, right? Because this is what I see happen, and this is why I brought this up. The people who just naturally feel like, oh, I've got plenty of people. I'm so empowered. I'm so optimistic. I'm so excited. Guess who's probably going to get an enrollment in the first 2 weeks of the month? The people who are like, good things are coming my way. I'm super optimistic. Like, this is going to be great, right? And it's not that Jenna has any more contacts than anyone. It's just that her thoughts are really in that way. And she said she hustled in November, added 7 level 1s, 20 to her team, but she's been relationship building and she know the harvests are inevitable. Do you see where her thoughts are? That, and is she experiencing joy because of that or pain? Joy, obviously, rhetorical question. And so that's how she's going to experience the first of the month. And that's a choice. And it's available to you too. Did you know that? Whether you are thinking there's no way that I'm going to find anyone, or plenty of people, relationships harvesting, I'm ready. Whether you're coming in with some negative thoughts or positive, it's available to you to choose to have joy about what you're going to do today and for the rest of this week and for the first 2 weeks of the month. Okay, I'm not going to take the time to share my story about the girl I met on the airplane because it's irrelevant. I'll tell it another time. Thank you, Jenna, for that. Okay, so the point of all of this, first of all, let's talk about the December incentives. If you don't know them yet, they are unreal, okay? Number 1, when you sign 2 new level 1s with a welcome pack by December 15th, you get to be a product tester of the brand new product being released at Super Saturday. You guys, it's like we have a whole team of jewels that get a jewel preview and get it be a product tester. I am so excited about this. When I got the preview of this and heard that this is what was happening, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. We should do this every December because December can be a month where our thoughts sometimes go a different way. And if you've done this long enough, you've seen that happen before, right? So this to me, I'm like invigorated. I'm excited. So I want to know, what do you think the product is? Put it in the comments. Let's take a bunch of guesses. And, or what are you hoping it is? So everybody put a guess in the comments. Don't be like, I don't know, because then that shuts off your brain. And then it gives it permission to do nothing. And I'm trying to activate your brain right now because we're about to do a lot of things. Okay, put a guess in the comments. Lauren is hoping that it's a cleanser. Melissa is hoping that we get the hemp oil, like for purchase. I want to keep getting it for free forever. I'm totally fine with that. Jenna wants a face wash. Noelle wants a SPF or a cleanser. Kara wants another flavor of active. She loves the current one, but we need an alternate. Abby is hoping it's a face cleanser. Cassie, face cleanser. Charlene, face cleanser. Phyllis wants a new flavor of active. Leah wants a supercharged vitamin D. Ooh, that's what I want too. Emily wants the new active back. She would love a face wash. Ellie, cleanser. Shay, new active flavor. Michelle, new active flavor. Terry, liquid pills. Okay. Lauren wants the guava back. Kirsten, new flavor of active. Charlene, she wants cherry all the time. Me too. I was just telling my neighbor last night, I was like, I just want it to be a permanent flavor. I like it better. Sarah wants a vitamin D3. Phyllis, something to do with Renew You Challenge. So Phyllis is like thinking January. She's thinking ahead here. Yeah, baby. Okay, and Melissa wants a sunscreen. Oh, Sarah wants colloidal silver. I know, seriously. Okay, so these are all of your guesses. We are going to find out who is right very soon in the next couple of weeks. But are you going to commit right now to making sure that you get 2 enrollments by the 15th of the month to do it? Put a 1 in the comments if you are committed to that. Now, I didn't ask, put a 1 in the comments if you think you can. I said, put a 1 in the comments if you are going to, right? So there's a big difference between I think I can and I'm going to. And I personally think I'm going to creates far less drama. So I just choose to just say, okay, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. And so what do we know has to happen when we commit to getting something done? Do we just buffer by decorating our house with Christmas all day? Not that we shouldn't decorate our house with Christmas, because we should. But like, if you're doing it for 10 hours because you're avoiding your work, that's where the problem comes in, right? So when we time block our time and we're like, okay, I'm going to watch a Christmas movie with my kids every day right after school, or I'm going to read Christmas books at this time, or my family time is going to be from 5 to 7. But then something that, I don't know if you do this sometimes, but you'll be, maybe I've seen others, you know, spend all day like doing their laundry, getting their house organized, doing all the things. And then it's 5 o'clock, it's family time. I mean, I can't work now. I haven't worked all day, but now it's family time. So now I really can't work. I used to do this with exercise a lot. Is I'd be like, oh, I'm just so busy. I'm so busy. I'm getting all these important things done. And then it would be 5 o'clock and I'd be like, oh, now I can't because my kids are home. And now it's important family time. So I can't possibly go exercise now because that would interfere with family time. And I am a woman who has her priorities in line. And I would never put exercise before my family time, right? It's funny. It's funny. Are you doing that with your business? Have awareness of that this month more than ever because, man, it feels so good to do all the Christmas things. I love it too. And we can totally do all the Christmas things. But like if you want to work out and you want to get your hair done and you want to host a power hour and you want to stay up until 2 a.m. working on your team stuff on the end of month, then you're going to have to get your butt out of bed at 8:57 because you got to work out before the call so that you can shower after the call so that you can be ready for the day. Do you know what I mean? Like when you plan it all out the night before, I promise you there's time for everything that you want to do, and you're not going to make time for the things you don't want to do. So if you just put a 1 in the comments that you want to get 2 ambassadors before the 15th, then I want that to be just as important as the most important things on your schedule every single day. Okay, so the inversion is in Utah again. And living up on this mountain, I can see it now every day. And I'm like, oh, that's why I have a phlegmy cough, because there's pollution outside. It's so nice. Okay, so what I want you to do is across the top of your paper, I want you to vision cast where you want to end this month. So you're going to write your name. For example, I would say Emily is fill in the blank. Maybe your goal is to grow by 200 points. Maybe you're going for a rank up. Maybe you're going for a re-rank. Whatever it is, I want you to fill in your name. Sonia is fill in the blank. And I want it to be something that is going to pull consistency out of you this month. It doesn't have to kill you. It doesn't have to be something that has you working 16 hours a day, although if that's what you want, it can be. I just want you to know all the options that are available to you as you goal set each month. Some months they're going to be a bigger push than others. Sometimes we're going to push ourselves ridiculously and wonder if we are actually crazy. That's great. That's great to do that. But what's also great is setting a stride for yourself that you can keep up with over time. Because is it better to work out 3 hours a day once a week, or is it better to work out 40 minutes 6 times a week? I can tell you because I've tried both ways. It's so much better to do a little bit every single day. And at the end of the month last night, I said to Sean, I wish that everybody worked a little bit every single day all month long. Because if people understood the potential that they could achieve by doing that, they would never miss a day of just pushing their business a little bit every day. But instead, a lot of times what people will do is they'll be like, oh, I should work my business. I totally should. And then a day goes by. And then a week goes by and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm behind. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to meet my goals now. I'm so bad. I'm so awful. I'm so inconsistent. Like, do you ever do this to yourselves? Or maybe that's not your struggle. Maybe that's not your struggle. But either way, if it's not your struggle, I guarantee it's going to be the struggle of at least someone on your team, or statistically, like 80% of people on your team. So if at the top of your paper, you just wrote a rank up or growth, some sort of a point growth, guess what that means? You are a leader, and the leaders show up more consistently. And so if you're looking at leaders on our team, right? I want you to think of a leader on our team that you admire. Ask yourself, how does that person show up? Oh, well, they're in their threads every single day saying, oh, hey guys, just working through crazy kids today. Got a little behind, but my business is a priority. So I sent some messages. Here's some examples, and gonna try to be more organized tomorrow, or whatever. It doesn't mean that they're perfect. In fact, when I picture a person on our team that I admire as a leader, they are not perfect. And so letting go of this expectation that we have to be perfect all month long to reach our goal is so empowering, right? Leah says she used to do all month long what I was sort of like modeling of like, oh, I should work my business. A week goes by, 2 weeks go by. Oh no, I can't even have my goals because I'm so behind, right? Like Trish in New Zealand. Do you guys know her? Trish Waipoti is how you pronounce her name. She can't be on these calls because it's the middle of the night for them right now. At 2 p.m. our time, it's like 8 a.m. their time. So she always watches the replay. Hi, Trish. But it's beekeeping season. So all month long, she's literally been doing all of her beekeeping stuff, and it is all day long. Like it is legitimately 18 hours a day. She's beekeeping in her suits, rearing the queens, doing all the things, right? This is their livelihood. And so she wasn't able to work her business until the last day of the month. She was relationship building all month long though, which is why she signed up 5 people in the last 8 hours, because that's all she was awake for, right? And so, and I was like, Trish, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. She's like, I know, think about what I could done if I did this all month long. I'm like, I know, right? And so like for her, like she really did as much as she could do last month. She had to take care of her bees. The bees can't wait. There are things in your life that can't wait. And we totally understand that. But like, what can you do a little bit every day in between all the things that can't wait in your life, right? You probably have to wrap Christmas. You probably have to do all the things. I get it. We're all doing all the things. Everybody has their stuff that's important to them and that fills their life, right? I don't like to use the word busy, but that fills their life with wonderful things, okay? And so I want you to have a conscious awareness of what you really want this month. And I think you really want to be a product tester. Why would you be on this call? A goal setting call. Like goals challenge us. It's uncomfortable. It brings on negative feelings sometimes. You're here because this is what you really want. Okay? So now, how many people are you going to need to achieve the goal that you just wrote down? Or no, let's say, what would it mean? Let's say, what would it mean first? You achieve the goal. For example, Leah, can you tell me what you wrote down?
Sure. I wrote down that I am in 1,000 Point Club.
Yes. Okay. And what is that going to mean about you? Like what does that mean for you? When you make that, what does that mean about you and your team or whatever?
That means that we are working every week, weekly goals, and getting like really focused on like what we need to accomplish, like dividing it and then conquering it and helping people like move the needle faster to like get people to sign up, I think. Also it means like what else was I going to say? It means that my people are making their goals for sure. And it means that we're working on retention.
Love it. And what action? So everybody take a minute to write down, if you haven't yet, what that means for you. So you wrote your goal down, and then what does it mean for you? And if you want to put some of those ideas in the comments, by the way, Laura Sutton is going for 1,000 points too, Leah. We should start 1,000 Point Club thread so we can cheer each other on. All the people going for 1,000 points.
Like there's 5 weeks. I just looked at
There's 5 weeks?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm going to say
we
there's
have
5
so much extra time.
So much time.
So much time. We have enough time to even take a few days off in the middle of a week, like possibly the 23rd, the 24th, and the 25th. That sounds like a great time to take 3 days off, right? Okay. Shay's going for 1,000 Point Club as well. Michelle says, this means I will have finally ranked up, my products will be paid for, and I will have extra income for bills. Gold. I love it. Thank you for sharing that, Michelle. That just is very, very exciting to me. Michelle is under Anne Marie. Anne Marie's in Hawaii, so it's like, 6 a.m. there. Okay, Leah, the next thing that we're all going to do, and I'm just picking on Leah because she was in the first 5 squares here. Okay, Abby says, I'm going for senior gold. I will be one step closer to Fast Start Ruby, and I will be able to pay for my puppy with Plexus money. Yes, I love it. We're just giving away puppies now. Puppies for everyone. I totally recommend getting a puppy. It's like the best thing we ever did. Okay, so what actions are you going to take to achieve your goal? This is the next step. Oh, Sarah's getting some new flooring with her money. That sounds fun. Oh no, was she saying and new flooring for Abby? I think she was answering Abby. I think she was adding on to Abby's goal, not for me, for Abby. Okay, got it. So Abby's getting a puppy and new flooring. Got it. Okay.
Wait, no, me, because my son put turmeric on my carpet.
Oh yes, you are. That's right. Because otherwise, you're gonna have turmeric colored. We were like, how's turmeric colored flooring sound? Sounds great. It's done. It's already done.
True, but I also need it for when I move into Sarah's mother-in-law house. We have to replace the flooring, so I think it works for both.
Perfect. Okay. So this is the most important step, right? We've written down the goal of what we want to achieve. We've talked about the feelings that we're going to have when we achieve it, right? Now we're going to write down the action steps that we need to take. So I'm going to do this a little bit differently than we normally do, because normally I'm like, okay, write down the number of ambassadors, how many silvers, and we like skip right to that. And I'm realizing that I'm missing a huge step with you guys when I do that. And so we're going to add in another step here, and it's the most important step. And I'm sorry that I didn't even think to put this in. What actions are you going to have to take throughout the month to make this happen? Like, I want to get really clear here. So, Leah, just since we were using you as an example, can you talk about some of the daily things that you're going to do? I want in columns, you guys, I want you to write daily, underline it, and write daily tasks. And then I want you to write weekly, and then I want you to write weekend. So we're going to have daily tasks, we're going to have weekly tasks, and we're going to have weekend tasks. Because we have to be really clear about what we're doing so that we can stay focused on the right activities, so we don't derail and then look back and be like, oh, it's the 15th and I didn't even sign anybody up, and now I don't get to be a product tester, and that's just a bummer, right? No, eye on the prize. So daily actions. Leah, what are your daily actions that are going to help you do that? And I know I'm putting you on the spot here.
Okay. So as a leader of a team, I think it's a little bit different than as someone just starting out. So like for
Okay,
someone
this is a really good point though, because you still have to have your individual business goals.
Mhm.
So you're going to have your individual daily tasks also worked in with your leader goals.
Mhm.
So if you could kind of tell us both of those.
Yeah. So like everyone should be adding new friends every day, whatever number you choose, 1 friend, 5 friends, 10 friends, like adding a new friend.
And how do you do that? Like, let's get really clear. So we're writing these things down on our paper.
Yeah. So you can choose, there's lots of different ways you could, like, Facebook literally has a list of friends suggested for you. You can add from there. You could go
How
into
many times a week do you do that?
I mean, I have a goal to do it every day, but realistically, I probably do it 3 times a week, like 5 people.
Okay, so maybe in your daily tasks or weekly tasks, in the weekly task column, add 3 to 5 friends from the suggested friends list. Mm-hmm. And do you guys know how Facebook does that? So what happens is when your Facebook friends add a friend, it knows that you are friends with that person. Like I didn't figure this out until like last month. And I was like, oh yeah, so-and-so is finally coming up in my suggested friends. And he's like, oh, that's because Sean's like, I added him as a friend this week. I bet that's why I put it in your list. So as you add Facebook friends, Facebook notifies your friends that maybe you should know them too. Especially if you have other mutual friends, but you're not friends with them. Right? So a weekly task would be to add 3 to 5 new Facebook friends from the suggested friends list. And seriously, I go through that sucker and I always know somebody in there. Right? Now, does it count to add people on your Plexus team or on someone else's Plexus team? No, Noelle, Noelle's like, all my suggested friends on Facebook are from Ohana or Imagine. Exactly. However, what you will find is that as you start to look for people in your neighborhood that you go to church with or things like that, a lot of times you will find someone that you know. You can also add strangers if that's within your comfort zone. Don't feel like you have to. I personally like to add people that I know on Facebook. I follow some strangers on Instagram, but on Facebook, I feel most comfortable just friending people that I know. Okay, go ahead, Leah. Sorry to keep interrupting you.
Okay, I'm used to it. So I also like to relationship build with 5 or whatever number you choose every day. So if your
Okay.
number is 1, just make it 1. If you keep forgetting to do it like every day, just do 1 a day and start getting used to that and just send a message to someone. And then following up and 3 asks. So whatever number you choose. I just like to go for 5, and if I don't get 5, that's okay. Like I go for 5 every day in every single one. So I call it like my 4 5s. Like, add 4 friends or add 5 friends, relationship build with 5, follow up with 5 asks. And I don't always get all of them, but it helps me remember them. The other thing, like posting every day, and it doesn't have to be about Plexus every day, but I usually try to do share part of my story once a week on my Facebook wall. And then in my stories, I do something with Plexus in my stories every day. I try to. I'm not perfect. So that's kind of my rule that I try to go by. So posting in stories, and then for if you have anyone working on your team, checking in. I've just barely started doing this last month, but literally checking in with each worker every day. And Emily has been trying to pound this in my head forever, and I just finally really started intentionally doing it every single day, because if they have that accountability and they know you're going to check in with them, they will work every day.
People can't disappear when you're in touch with them. But it's so easy to not do your stuff if nobody's checking in on you. And then you're like, oh, see, it doesn't matter if I do this or not because I can hide. But when you as a leader help your team and check in with them every day, then it brings their potential out in them. I'm so glad that you wrote that. Okay, Abby is also saying she put down 1 Facebook Live each week. That sings sweet music to my soul. Oh my gosh, did you hear the angel choir that just sang? It's totally outside of Abby's comfort zone. Is Chanel on here? Hopefully she's gonna watch the replay if she's not on. I'm always asking Chanel to go live too. But she's not going to make each live about Plexus, but just something about her life. 1 live each week. I love that. So good. Okay. Anything else, Leah?
Personal growth.
And what does that look like for you?
For me, it's 10-minute book club in the morning and journaling.
And tell people how you do that, because this is kind of fun.
So, well, we were doing book club like every few months, and I was just like, I'm not really getting much out of it. Like we would read and I would forget to read, and it was just kind of like that. So I was like, what if we just read 10 minutes every day and we actually read the book together? So like we hop on a Zoom every morning at 6:30 in the morning, and only a few people get up that early, so I record it, and then everyone who's not up can watch the recording.
Mhm.
And so we just read, like we pick a book, and it takes, depending on how long the book is, it takes, a month or two.
Mhm.
And then we just read it, and I post it, and then everyone has like an available 10 minutes of personal development every single day.
I love it.
Yeah.
Joey put down build daily belief in myself, the products, and my team. I love that. I feel like that goes right in line with the book club thing, right? That's what you're doing. You're building belief. You're opening up conversations.
Mhm.
I love that.
Yeah, and you can use, if you want to use my book club for your team, like it's on my YouTube thing. I have like 3 books. There's like Rock Your Network Marketing, and then there's 15 Laws of Growth, and the third one is 1% Rule. So they're all on there. We're just now starting How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Love that book. I
Good
love
one.
that book. See, and like she does it 10 minutes every day. And sometimes it's just her. Like, how many times have you done it and like there's nobody or there's one person? Most days. Yeah.
Mostly, yeah.
Most days it's just one person. And so instead of her being like, oh, I'm just such a bad leader, I can't get anyone to show up to a 6 a.m. call. Well, I probably couldn't either, right? But like a lot of times that's where our thoughts go, is we like beat ourselves up and we're like, oh, this was such a bad idea. But like what I've seen Leah do is she's like, this is so amazing. Like, I love it. I wake up, I feel great. My team watches it later and we all learn so much from it, right? So think about little things that you can do like this for your team. Maybe it's not the 10-minute book club, maybe it's something else, right? Like something that I personally, that's on my goal sheet this month, is I want to have a call with my Ruby ambassadors at the beginning of the month. And so I'm going to be reaching out to them today to be like, let's get on a planning call. We got to get on a planning call. I want everybody's opinions and input and everything. That's something that I haven't been consistent in doing, right? So there are, when you have those feelings of like, oh, I wish I did that, do it then. Like, that's great. Start it, right? Okay. Anything else, Leah, that you want to add?
I was just gonna say one other thing. Well, it's kind of twofold. Like the things that Emily and Brooke give us, like whether it's an IPA challenge or momentum movement or whatever it is, sometimes can be a lot for newbies. So you need to like break it down for them. And so that's something that I do in our power hour. So we do like power hour every day. And I try to like take the IPA challenge and like, okay, here's number 1. This is, and explain it, because sometimes if you just throw people in, they're like, I don't know what to do.
Well, and oftentimes a leader will sometimes be like, oh, it's just too much for my team. There's just too much for them. And so they shut down, they don't do anything. But what a higher level leader understands is they say, oh, it's too much for them. So I need to provide an opportunity to break it down so it's not too much for them, right? That's the leader saying, no, this is really good. And if we do it together, then it's not overwhelming because I can break it down for you, right?
Done it both ways.
Yes.
Because I like told me, oh, we're not going to do IPA challenge anymore because that's just too much. Like I didn't want to do it. So I like strayed my team from it. We didn't do it for a while.
Uh-huh.
Like, okay, we're just going to do it.
Yes.
And it does. You just got to break it down. And the last thing I would say is just like bringing the excitement to your team. So yes, Plexus has all these fun incentives, but like doing something on the team level just gives that much more camaraderie. So like a fun, whatever incentive or, something.
Like a sweatshirt or a water bottle or a prize giveaway or something. Yeah. Okay. I love that. Okay. So, anyone else, do you have other things? Tell me in the comments, other things that you have put down in your daily, weekly, and we haven't had any weekend suggested items talked about yet. So weekend things that I personally do every single weekend is I research, and it sounds so fancy. It's not this fancy. I research testimonials. So what that means is I scroll through and I look for people's testimonials and I save them on Facebook. So I just like scroll for literally 5 minutes and I'm like, okay, this is the awesome part about following a million Plexus people is I scroll through and I save like 5 to 7 health testimonials for the week. And then I know I'm going to go back throughout next week and use them. So that is something I do every single weekend. Every weekend, that's a weekend task for me, is I save health testimonials and business testimonials that I love. Charlene says, I try to talk with neighbors to know them better on the weekends. Love that. See, there are these little things that if you do regularly, or maybe you're doing them and you're not giving yourself credit for them, right? Emily says, I did a go for no challenge with my team, and whoever got the most no's that month got a bag of active. They had to report to me daily how many no's they got. It was awesome. I'm going to do this for an Amazon gift card this month. I love that. Also, Charlene says she plans for the week. Me too. We always have like a family council where where Sean will be like, okay, family, like, what does mom have on the schedule this week? What does Mackenzie have on the schedule this week? And we sit around the table and we just are like, okay, Brennan's got this game coming up, or Mackenzie has dance, or mom has month end, or, whatever it is. Noelle says for the weekend, she put down planned social media calendar for the week. I tried doing it for the month before and failed miserably. Yeah, so maybe just planning out a week in advance. Terry, I have a huge problem on the weekends. My husband works on the road and is home on the weekends. What can I do that won't take up too much time? I feel like when you ask yourself that question and then answer it, right? So what can you do that won't take up too much time? You're going to have to be the one to answer that question, right? Like, can you make time to plan a few things? Like, could you plan your week? Could you spend quality time with your husband talking about the upcoming week and some of your goals so you connect and things like that? I feel like on the weekends, I always do laundry. I don't do laundry during the week, but it's always on my weekend schedule, right? Kara, I transferred Brooke's giant post in momentum movement of tasks for the whole month into a pretty calendar of what to do every day, tasks for certain days and weeks, etc. I mean, feel free to share that, Kara. We all want it now. Just saying, we all want it now. Phyllis says weekly product info calls and new ambassador calls every other week. She's getting really clear on the action steps here. The more clear you can get on what you need to do every single day, the easier it is. Because you don't have to be like, oh, I should work. That's overwhelming. Well, I don't even know what to do for work. I mean, what would I do if I should work? Right? Okay, Abby says, Terry, if you plan your daily schedule, just try to fit in like 15 minutes every hour. You could message people for 15 minutes every hour. It's a great idea. I'm sure, like my husband, your husband probably takes like 30 minutes to go to the bathroom once a day. So I would work when he's doing that for sure. Asking someone to share their Plexus success each week. Love that, Jossie. Phyllis says communication with your family is key. Even if you share it with them in the morning what your day looks like. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Family calendar with dates and events and activities is perfect. I love that, Phyllis. Okay, so I don't want to spend any more time on this because I want to spend the last 15 minutes actually writing down numbers of what we want to focus on achieving. But if you are looking at your paper and there are not clear action steps under your daily, weekly, and weekends, I want you to spend more time on that today. Shay says, I think my entire family finally got month end yesterday and let me work. Yes. And the more committed you are, the more your family respects your work time. It's just that simple. It doesn't matter if you're gold, silver, ruby, senior ruby. it's the change within you that happens that allows them to see that this is important to you. Jenna says, same, it as magic. Husband took over all the things and was rooting me on. It's so fun. I love it. Shay messaged Shay. Can you tell Shay ranked Senior Ruby last night. Please, if you ranked up last night, please put it in the comments. I don't want to miss anyone, and I don't know everybody else's team. But did anyone else rank up? I know Angie hit Senior Gold last night. Her husband gave the kids baths by himself. Who else ranked up? Jenna had highest points month ever and is so close to Ruby. She grew from 331 to 449, you guys. That's so awesome, Jenna. Brittany and Chanel both ranked Ruby. I love it. Any other rank ups that we need to celebrate on your team? So exciting, you guys. My Mexico team had a Senior Silver last night. Aubrey got Senior Silver. This is so awesome. Okay. So, Shay, can you share what, after you hit Senior Ruby, what you said to me last night?
Gosh, what did I say to you last night? I might have to go back to my thread with you.
Where's my, I know, I'm like, where's my phone?
Okay, hold on. I gotta like see it. Well, I was gonna say mostly, okay, so yesterday I was still gonna be about 3 short of Senior Ruby. Because we would like add like 3 and lose 4. And so it was just this constant battle. But so we actually had 62 to our team this month. And when we were honing in on 50, I was like, that would be so cool if we had 50 to our team this month, because I've never seen that ever before. And yesterday morning we hit 50. And then I was like, what if we got 60? That would be really cool. And then all of a sudden, like, everybody just came out of the woodwork. And it was so exciting because we got Brittany to Ruby. And then I ended up going Senior Ruby. And then we got Chanel to Ruby. And it was so invigorating. And it was so it was exciting. And it made me want to just keep doing more and keep doing more. And you know, like, even though we hit our goals before 10 o'clock, like, we still kept going. You know, like we literally still worked till the very end, even though we'd hit our goals, and just because the energy was there. So I don't know, it was exciting.
And you had said like a couple days before, you were just thinking like, it'd be so cool if you got to 50, and then it like it surpassed that, and then you were like, this is just the coolest thing ever. And I was like, now you understand why Brooke and I are such psychopaths. Yes. You get it. She's like, I get it. I finally get it. Like, she's got the fever.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So, like, my kids were like, Mom, shut up, you're screaming too much.
But it's like, in that moment where you can finally see Jewel now, right?
Yes.
You can see Emerald, and you're like, I'm gonna be an Emerald. Like,
it kind of still blows my mind completely. So
I love it.
But it's exciting because it's been so far off in the distance for so long, but it's like still there, you know? It's
now you get it.
Yeah.
Yes. I love it. The progression. Yes. Letitia got silver. Vicky got silver. Look at all these rank ups. So fun, you guys. Okay. So, and Aubrey got Senior Silver. I don't know if I announced that yet, but the thing about this is that when you, like, her goal was 50, right? So all month long, they were adding. And she, in her mind, she was like 50 would blow my mind. And then they kept going and got 61. So how many people do you need to add to your team this month to hit your goal? Because at the beginning of last month, Shay wrote down 50 for Senior Ruby. Now, how did she know that number? Because you go to your back office and you log in, you click on My Dashboard, then you click on Points and Rank. Then you click on the subscription tab twice. That's going to bring all the subscriptions that are turned on in your back office, and it's going to put them in order of most recent to, like, it's going to order date all the subscriptions from now through the end of the month in order. And what you do is you count up the 100 PV ones. So what I do is I just like hover over, I don't want to show you because I don't want to record my back office with everyone's private information, but you literally click on, I just like click on the first person, and then I use the arrow button, and then I count down, and as I go, it like you press the arrow button and it will highlight them as you count, right? And so so then I just count how many have 100 PV subs turned on. So you're going to count how many you're on, and then so you say, let's just hypothetically say you're going for gold or senior gold this month, right? And so you're going to count through your subscriptions, and let's just say that you have, as of right now, you have 35 subscriptions of 100 PV turned on. So you know that 35 people as of today are set to order 100 PV this month, and you need 50 for senior gold. So what's 50 take away 35? 15. Now, we know you are going to lose probably 5 to 7 of those people that are already turned on, because things happen. People don't reorder sometimes. Like, a lot of times we can't control that. How do we control it a little bit better? We get them silver, like right now, right? $9.95 enrollment has continued. You get an extra $25 for 2, plus you get to be the product tester. For 4 people, you get an extra 100. For 6 people, you get another 100. So these are the things we need to be talking to our people who have signed up in the last 3 to 6 months about, specifically the people that just signed up last month and the month before. Because if you help them get 2, and they are getting an extra $25, and they're going to get a product test, a brand new product, what are they going to want to buy again in January? Probably the new product, right? So we want to be talking to people about these things. So you're going to lose between 5 to 7 on a senior gold month. That's very normal, right? That's normal attrition. Doesn't mean it has to be your normal for you, but you just plan on losing 5 to 7 on a senior gold month. On a gold month, plan on losing 3 to 5. Your team's a little bit smaller, so you're going to lose a little bit left. On a ruby month, plan to lose about 10 to 12. On a senior ruby month, plan to lose about 15. On an emerald month, plan to lose about 40. On a sapphire month, plan to lose about 60. On a diamond month, plan to lose about 80 to 100. It literally, like, I was 94 orders short on my diamond month, but we still got it done. So it's like you just buckle down and get working. Abby says, I hate hearing this. Well, that's just a thought you get to choose, and it probably is helping you experiencing pain by choosing that thought. When can you sense people being resistant about the business side? Do you ask them to post or find one? So I don't talk to them like it's a business. I'm like, just for your trial period, like, let's just help you get this free money that's on the table for your trial period. I love that. Phyllis, embrace it and crush your business. Yes, it's the resistance of stress that's unhealthy, right? Just here we go. Just bring it on. We can figure this out. Everything is figure outable. Okay. So you need 15 people to go from 35 to 50. And it might be useful to you to say 15 divided by 4. How many do I need a week? But in my experience, it never works out that perfectly, right? So what I like to do instead is focus on the rank ups. And the deadline is the end of the month. So if you are like type A, like I am, and you have this urge to be like, okay, so 15 people this month, and that divided by 5, that's going to be, 3 people a week. And then after 2 weeks, you're like, I only have one. I'm behind. I'm behind. I'm failing. And then you just fall off the deep end and we have a breakdown and your sponsor has to spend an hour of her day trying to cheer you up and turn your thoughts around. And wow, that's just a lot of pain that we're all experiencing, when really, if we just focused on, we have until the 31st, and the goal is not 3 a week. The goal is that Abby needs to get to senior gold and Aubrey needs to be gold and Sarah and Shannon need to be ruby. And so when we map out individual people on our team and we figure out how many they need, and every single day we talk to them, we schedule Zooms with them, we help them get people into a 3-day challenge, we do 3-way chats, we do individual Zoom calls, we do an impromptu business event because we got one person that we really, if we think we can get them on a Zoom, like maybe they'll sign up and go silver. So we're doing a thing tonight, an unplanned thing, just for this one person. And hey, does anyone else have anyone else to invite? Right? Phyllis says, when you get the text messages, it's important. When you get the text messages about somebody turning off their subscription, is that what you guys are talking about?
Yeah, when they turn off their subscription or something happened with them,
Yeah.
sometimes it's just that they moved their PV down.
Yes.
So always check them in the back office first to see if they shut it off or canceled a subscription, because they're going to lose their perk points. So there's a lot of good things to reach out to them for, because
Right.
or their credit. I don't know. Yeah, lots of reasons for communication.
And like a lot of times, my thoughts around those messages were like, something's gone wrong. Oh my gosh, I've done something wrong. But now I'm like, oh, they need my help. They just need my help. So if you just choose a different thought, then it helps you have more joy and not have so much anxiety around it. And it's your choice. You get to decide how you experience it, right? But it's like, oh, they just need my help. The text message might seem a little bit jarring, but like we can't control what Plexus sends out in verbiage to us, right? So now I'm just like, ding, I'm like, oh, somebody needs my help. Let me go check the back office. And then I'm like, their PV is fine. It's under PV. They don't need my help. They are just swapping things around. Perfect. Don't even need to message her. Or, oh, she only's getting slim. She needs my help. Hey, girlfriend, oh my gosh, have you tried the collagen yet? It'd be perfect with the slim you're getting this month. Seriously, I know you never tried it before, but like legit helped me get a boob job. Not a real boob job, a collagen boob job. Or for you, maybe it made your arms less saggy or made your crow's feet go away or whatever. Now people are going to be like, Emily got a boob job. She doesn't look like she has like pancake boobs. That's a bad boob job. It wasn't a real one. The collagen filled out the tube sock with the raisin at the end. Okay. Like it's magic. I love it. Thank goodness. Okay. For the non-word people, set goal, current subs, set up 5, equal needed points out of 5. I don't understand. I'm sure Kara, explain this. Unmute.
Okay, daughter, I was math for what you did, where you just
you
take
just
your
wrote it
goal
out
and you
for them.
subtract your current subs.
But
Yeah,
for
I
the
just wrote it out for
visual
you.
people, she has it written out for you here. Your goal is 250 points. You currently have 35 orders. Times 5 is 175 points, meaning you need 75 points or 15 orders. Thank you, Kara. And so then you're going to, so on your paper, you're going to say, I need 15 orders. And then you're going to break it down even more and say, I'm going to get 2, or I'm going to get 4, or I'm going to get 6. And then in your daily actions, you're going to be, oh, I'm adding 3 to 5 Facebook friends a week. And oh, every day I'm doing 3 asks. Every day I'm touching in with my team. You're looking at your thing about what you're doing every day, what you're doing every week, and what you're doing on the weekends. And you're making sure that you're really clear on what those actions are to help you get those 15 orders. So maybe you're going to do 2 of them, or you're going to do 4 of them, or you're going to do 6 of them. Who's going to do the rest? Well, man, Sally's really loving her products. I hope to get Sally silver. So every day I'm going to talk to Sally, or every couple days I'm going to talk to Sally. And when you have someone that really doesn't, that's being resistant about the business, like Emily was talking about, sometimes you have to like go in the back door with that type of a person. I know you really love your products. Was just thinking, is there, I know you said something about your mom or your sister. Do you want to reach out to them? No, I still want to see how I feel. Okay, great, no problem. So just help supporting her. You're just waiting to be able to get a foot in the door. Some people just don't want to do through messages, Noelle, and it's so frustrating. I know. It's hard to reach out, but it's okay to reach out and build with their team. It really is. Okay. So you're going to write down who you want to rake up on your team. You're going to also be flexible and open to magical people that you don't know that are going to come in and fill some of these spots, because the magical people show up in the end. Even last night, I have someone who sponsors like 1 or 2 people a year, just out of nowhere, signed someone up, been working on her sister for 4 years. Her sister just signed up last night. And I was like, oh my gosh, Heidi, you got an enrollment. She's like, I know, my twin sister, been working on her for 3 years. It's crazy. She finally signed up, right? So it's like unexpected enrollments come in like that. Who else? Chanel experienced that last night. Well, I'll wrap this up in 2 minutes. Shay, share what happened on your team last night with that. It was like Chanel had like 6 to go the morning of. She's like, I've exhausted everything. I've done everything. I've done it all. And like, it's just, it might not pan out. And then by the end of the night, Shay, are you still there? Maybe you had to go with kids. At the end of the night, Chanel was like, they literally had like 5 extra people blow out of nowhere in the last 5 minutes, and they totally shot past their goal. And like, these things happen all the time. But if you're not exhausting all your options, feeling like there's nothing left all month long, then the magic can't happen at the end, right? That's why the actions of doing the thing that you write down, the daily, the weekly, the weekend, just doing them, having a lot of faith that it's going to work out, and then out of nowhere, it does. Angie had 3 magical people show up at the end to hit senior gold. Yes, another great example. Okay. So again, I am sorry that I don't know the inner workings of everyone's business, and that I can't shout out all of the amazing work that everybody on this call has done. Please shout yourself out in the comments. I obviously am talking about my team a lot because I know the inner workings of some of their businesses. So I'm just using them as an example, but I'm not using everyone. There are lots of amazing people on my team that did lots of amazing things last night, and I haven't featured all of them. So I'm sorry if I'm not featuring you. And I just want you to all know that I love you and I see all of your work. And please message us if you would like to share on a team call, and we'd love to feature you. Okay. So, any other thoughts or questions about how to set your goals for this month? You have your intention of what you intend to do this month. You have what that's going to mean. Why is that important to write that down? Because it will drive your feelings and your actions and help you to achieve them. Then you're going to write down your daily, weekly, and weekend activities. And then every single day, hold yourself accountable. Hold your leaders accountable. Get on a Zoom, do a leader call. Even if you just have 1 silver, get on a call with them. Talk about what they're excited about. Even if it's 10 minutes, just do a quick little FaceTime or a quick little Facebook Messenger video. I love Facebook Messenger videos to just do a quick little 10-minute team thing, right? Doesn't have to be a formal Zoom at at this time, you could be like, hey, does everyone have 10 minutes really fast? Let's just hop on and get clear on what we're doing this week. Or what do you want to do? Or when should we do a 3-day or whatever, right? Listen to those little exciting things in your mind that you're like, oh, I wish I could be that kind of leader, and be like, oh, I can. Let me start this. Let me start doing this right now. And then how many people do you need to bring onto your team this month to reach your goal? Write that number down. How many people can you personally sponsor? Who can you help get +1? And if you helped them get +1, could you help them get 2 so they could be a product tester and get the extra $25? And then could you maybe get them silver after that and map it all out? And then when it all adds up and you just look at it, at least look at it every day, because when we ignore it, that's when the habits that don't serve us can creep in. It's like Christy Jeck says, it's like the man in the black trench coat in the corner. And you're like, oh, you little crap. I thought you were gone. Like last night at month end, I was on fire. I believed in all my goals. Everything was great. And by December 7th, the little man in the black trench coat's in the corner over there saying, you're not doing your goals. You're not going fast enough. And you kick him out of your house because you just say, oh, it's you again. Get out, because I'm working. I have my daily goals. I have my daily activities listed, my weekly activities, and my monthly. And I know exactly what to do. And I promise, if you take the time to write it all down today, and then you check in with your leaders and ask them what they wrote down, and if your team got on the call and they didn't write it down, then you need to do a Zoom and you need to do it with them. If this was too much for them, get on a call, make sure they all wrote it down. If you have people that missed this Zoom or that aren't going to do the recording, host one of your own. Walk them through this process, hold everyone accountable, because their goals matter. When they rank up, what does it mean for their family? What does that do for you? It's important what you achieve, what they achieve. It's all tied together. When your team ranks up, you rank up. If you're not ranking up, if you're not holding rank, if you are not growing, your team isn't growing. And what does that mean? Where's the loss there? Maybe you are fine settling, but they are not. What were the attrition rates? So these are just like ballpark, right? So when you're going for gold, plan on losing between 3 to 5. When you're going for senior gold, plan on losing 5 to 7. When you're going for ruby, plan on losing 10 to 15. Senior ruby, 15 to 20. Emerald, 40. Sapphire, 60. Diamond, 80 to 90. And like, these are just, this is not like, there's exceptions to every rule, right? This is just like what you can plan on, attrition that you can plan on. But maybe your attrition, maybe your rates are really good. Maybe you have a lot of recruiters, so you're bringing in a lot of points. So maybe you don't have attrition, but eventually you will. Like, attrition will always be something that we deal with. It's just part of the business. So when we stop resisting it and stop being afraid of it, and we're like, okay, we're just going to problem solve our way through this. That's when we see big, huge gains in ourselves and what we can accomplish. Okay, you guys, I'm so excited. Please be a leader and send a picture of your goal sheet to your sponsor. If your sponsor doesn't work, send it to the next person up. Whoever is the closest working leader on your team, take a picture of it and send it to them. And if you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't write it down, I have nothing to send, see, I'm already on the wrong foot, that's your choice if that's how you want to experience this. Or you could just be like, I'm going to do it today. I'm going to write it in my planner and I'm not going to go to bed until I fill it out and send it to my sponsor. And I know that's scary because it holds you accountable. I get it. That's the point, to be uncomfortable and hold yourself accountable, because if you don't change, your points don't change. If you don't change, your points don't change. We have to change. We want to change. Change is good. I love change. It's uncomfortable, but I'm good with that. And you can be too. Okay, guys, thanks for being with us here today. I'm so excited for December. Did we miss anything with the incentives? We covered all the incentives. $9.95 enrollment, $25, $100, $100 for 246. Product tester at 2 by the 15th. Write down all of your people who are going to earn the product tester today. And then keep track of them every single day till the 15th. Hold them accountable. Don't let them miss out on this. I want everybody product testing this. Thank you, Leah. You're so sweet for saying that. And thank you, Leah and Shay and Phyllis and Kara and anyone else. Joey, thank you for all of your thoughts and insights. So grateful. And let's get our feet in the fire, baby. We can do this. Hold each other accountable. Hold your team accountable, because that is love. It really is. When we let people go off and not show up, love is showing up for people even when it's uncomfortable, in my opinion. I guess that's just my thought. And I'm going to think it. All right, guys, have a great week. Have a great day. Love you. Bye.